we are going to answer another example. Okay, another exam ونشوف كيف الايش الاسئله تبعته كم total mark اللي احنا هنقدر نجيبه بس by answering as I told you 3, 4, 5 questions from what we study in this course. Okay, in May, June 2020. Okay, let's do this question. First question, define what acceleration. كان حكينا قبل شوي the rate of changing what velocity. The rate of changing velocity, that's the definition of what? Of acceleration. صح? Doctor, can you explain the difference between the three boards at the end? Okay, حاضر من عيوني. Okay. Now, the figure shows two what speed time graphs, okay, A and B, and two distance time graph C and D. Speed time graph, distance time graph, distance time graph. Okay, describe the motion shown by A, by B, by C, by D. Okay, what's happening in A? Who can tell me? Yalla, 2 words. Who can tell me what's happening in A? 2 words. Now, what's happened to the speed? The speed is going down. The speed decreases. What that's called? And it's a straight line. What's that called? So yes, uniform deceleration. شكرا. صح. Uniform or constant what? Deceleration. Ya salam alaikum. طيب. In graph B, what's happening here? The speed increases, but it's not a straight line. The gradient increases. So what we can say? Increasing acceleration. Yes, increasing acceleration. 2 marks, 2 marks. So far, 4 marks. With the 1 mark, the definition, 5 marks. Okay, increasing acceleration. Graph C, this is distance. Now, we know that the gradient of the distance represents what? Represent the speed. Now, there was a speed here, and the speed, the gradient becomes what? Becomes less. So what that's called? The gradient becomes less. So we call it what? Yes, it's called deceleration. Shukran. Okay. And part D, it's a straight line going up. That means what? Steady what? Steady or uniform what? Speed. Okay. Like this, we get what? Another 7 marks. Okay, in this question. Remember, 7 plus. And then show next question. What they said in next question. A scientist, okay, a scientist fills a container with seawater. The container has the dimensions of 30 centimeter, 30 centimeter, 40 centimeter, and the density of water is 1,020 kilogram per cubic meter. So this means that I need to convert these into what? Into meters. So 0.3 times 0.3 times 0.4, divide by 100, divide by 100, divide by 100. Calculate the mass. We know that density equal what, yes, صبايا وشباب? Density equal what? Mass over volume. So we need to find the mass. We do cross multiplication. Equal what? Density multiplied by volume. Continue. How much is the density here? It's 1,020. Multiply. How much is the volume? 0.3 multiplied by, sorry, 0.3 multiplied by 0.3 multiplied by another 0.4. By doing that, by using calculator, 120 times 0.3 times 0.3 times 0.4, the answer will be 36.72. We write 36.7 what? Kilograms. This is the mass. Okay, that's part A, the mass of a container. Okay, calculate the mass of the seawater inside the container. What this said here. The figure shows a submarine. The submarine is fully merged inside the water, completely below the water. The water above it, I don't know how much it is. The atmospheric pressure is 100,000 Pascal, 1 bar. And the total pressure at the top surface is how much? The total pressure, it's how much? 500 kilopascal. Calculate the depth. Okay, how much is the height? They ask about how much is h. Okay, okay, the water surface. Now we know that total pressure equal pressure of the atmosphere plus what, ya sabaya, shabab, plus the pressure of what? Of the water, okay, the seawater. So the total pressure, which is 500,000, 500 kilo, equal 100,000, the atmospheric pressure, plus density times gravity times depth. I'm asking about the depth. Move this to the other side, it will be 400. So 400,000 equal the density, which is, how much was the density here? It was 120, okay, 1020, okay, multiplied by G, which is 10, multiplied by the depth, divided by this value. So 400,000 divided by 10200, our answer, it will be 39.2 watt meters. Okay, that's, we divide the whole, this answer by the whole, this. Okay, تمام، سهل. شايفين كيف عم نحل؟ قاعدين أسئلة وبسرعة وما شاء الله علينا فاهمين كل شيء. طيب نيجي نكمل. A hatch is open, okay, a hatch, an open door, okay, on the top surface of the submarine has an area of this much. This is the area, okay. Calculate the downward force on the hatch, okay, due to the total pressure on the top surface of the submarine. Now we know that pressure equal force over what? Over area. They ask about the force. So the force equal pressure multiplied by the area, and the pressure, which is 500,000, okay, the total pressure, multiplied by the area, 0.62, and we get the whole answer. So 500,000 multiplied by 0.62, which is 310,000 watt نيوتن. قبل شوي كان السؤال كم علامة عليه؟ كان عليه 8 علامات، 7 علامات، وهلا 8 هي صاروا قديش؟ 15. تذكروا. So plus 7 equal how much? 15. يلا السؤال اللي بعده. أنا بدي أفرجيكم كم علامة بنقدر ناخذ عشان نشوف قد ايه التارجت تبعنا. احنا لازم التارجت تبعنا A ستار. احنا مش حالين كل المادة، احنا يا دوب حالين ايش مادة صف تاسع، ومش كلها لأنه مع كورونا ما خلصوا المدارس المواد الاي جي سي اس اي صف تاسع. خلصوا جنرال فيزيكس، في مدارس خلصت بلشت بالثيرمال فيزيكس، في مدارس خدت نصها، في مدارس ما قدرت تخلصها، في مدارس خلصتها، في مدارس بلشوا بالنكست توبيك الويفز حسب المدرسه وحسب الطلاب. اوكي، شو بيحكي لنا هلا البارت اللي بعده؟ in a double decker bus, okay, there's two passengers what compartment, okay, one above the other. تمام. Now what this said, the figure shows the double deck, okay, on a tilted what platform. We have a platform and we keep what tilting it to check how much is this bus is okay stable or not. Okay, the platform is used to test the stability of the bus. The angle of the bus makes with the horizontal gradually what increase, okay, until the bus began to what to tipple to the left. Okay. Explain why the bus gains to tipple. 1 mark. Why the bus can tipple? صبايا. شباب. أيوة. ليه؟ لأنه center of mass تبعه شو صار فيه؟ Still act in the base area of it, or it becomes outside the base area of it? Outside the base area. If the center of mass somewhere here, but the center of mass not here because it curves in this direction. Yeah, the center of mass, it's outside. Yes, look what they said here in the mark scheme, what the word that they use it to explain the answer. Okay, we are talking about question 3. Yes, the line of action of the center of mass, okay, falls outside the base of the bus. Okay, so we are going to say the same thing here. The weight and its line of action is acting out of its base area, of the bus base area, the bus base area. So that's why it's not stable or start to tipple over. Okay. Now, There are 30 passengers, okay, of the upper deck, okay, of the bus, and 2 passengers on the bottom one, okay. State how this affect the stability, okay, and the reason. What do you think? What will happen here? Is it stable or not stable? When 30 on the upper one and 2 on the lower one, it's what? Stable or not stable? Not stable. It's less stable. Yes, less stable. Not stable. Why it's not stable? What's happening here? Not stable. Why it's not stable? Because the center of mass get what? Get higher or get lower? The center of its mass gets higher, okay? Its mass got higher and out of the base. Higher and out of the base. And out of the base. So 15. اوكي هون نشوف والله هذا كم علامة هون 7 plus 15 بيطلع قد ايه؟ بيطلع 22. خلينا نكمل حل السؤال. شو بيحكي لنا؟ A bus is traveling along a straight road. تمام؟ A bus is traveling along a straight what? Road. The bus and the driver have a combined mass, okay, of 16,000 kilograms. When there is no passenger on it, the bus has 73 passengers with an average mass of 65 kilograms. Calculate the total mass of what? Of the bus with the 73 passengers. So it's easy. The total mass is 16,000 plus 73 multiplied by what? 65, and this is the total mass. The answer is how much? The answer is 21,000, approximately 21,000 what? Kilogram. What they said later, the fully loaded bus accelerates uniformly from rest to a speed of 14. So this is U and this is V, okay? At the time taken to reach a speed of 14, the time was what? 20 seconds. Calculate the resultant force. Now we know that the resultant force equal mass multiplied by acceleration. So the mass that we just found it out, which is 21,000, multiplied by the acceleration. We know that the acceleration equal V minus U divided by T. So from rest 14 minus 0, 14 minus 0, divided by what? The time, which is what? 20, and the answer will be 15,000 in Newton. Okay. So let's check the answer. 21,000 multiplied by 14 equal divided by 20. No, it's not correct answer. Yes, 15,000 Newton. Yes, 15,000 watt in Newton. Okay, 21,000 multiplied by 14 equal divided by 20. 15,000, which is 14,700 Newton, or 2 significant figures. So 22 marks so far, 3 questions. Fourth question. From the picture, it talks about evaporation. Describe in terms of molecule what happened when liquid evaporates. 4 marks. Yes, I want from you, ya Shabab Sabaya, to send me some terminology, some keywords that I will use it, okay, to describe evaporation. What happened when the liquid evaporates? Yes, describe in terms of molecules what happened when liquid evaporates. When liquid evaporates, it becomes lower. What happened to the temperature? The molecules has high energy, low energy. شو رأيكم? Tell me. Yes. Few seconds. Tell me. Describe in molecules what happens to a liquid as a liquid. What happened to a liquid? Okay, when a liquid evaporates. Yalla. Goes into gas. Temperature becomes 0. لا, no way the temperature becomes 0. لا, it's evaporation, مش boiling. Okay. It's evaporation, not boiling. The temperature of the liquid decreases and the most energetic molecules leave. Yes, okay. What else? Yes. Evaporation, معقول temperature? No, it's not 100, no. The temperature decreases, but not 0 and not 100 for sure. Yes. What else? Okay. Look here to the mark scheme, what they said. In the mark scheme, they give us the terminologies that we just mentioned it. Okay. They say that, okay, let's read. Molecules escape from the liquid surface. Okay. The most energetic liquid or the faster molecules, they escape. The slower or the less kinetic energy they left behind. So the temperature of the liquid decreases because the average kinetic energy, okay, of the remaining liquid is lower. So if I want to write this down, so what I will say here, the liquid temperature decreases since the most energetic molecules leave the surface and escape leave behind the molecules with lower energy. Lower kinetic energy to be colder. تمام. Good. حلو. Okay, next. What this is. The figure shows a wet cloth, okay, drying on the washing line on the outside area. Okay. State two changes in the weather that can help the wet clothes to dry more quickly. Yes. How we can make it dry more quickly? What do we need? Two changes in what? In the weather. You can see that already they are what? On large surface area, but I'm not talking about surface area of the cloth. I'm talking about the weather. What are the two changes that I will make it? Yes, heat from the sun, yes, higher, okay. So the temperature of the air increases, okay. Or what? There is more wind, exactly, thank you. Okay, or clouds stop covering the sun. As you said, there's more heat from the sun. So you can say that higher temperature, air with higher temperature, or windy place, or increase the speed of the wind, or the sun, there's no cloud cover or block the sun rays on the clothes. That's another 6 marks. And as we said before here, okay, how much the total mark here? 22 plus 6, how much? 28. If we go here, we are going to talk about specific heat capacity and things that we didn't study it yet. Okay, then we will talk about how the sand becomes a higher temperature or not. Okay, and as we said here, so far we're talking about 28 degrees, 28 out of 80. 28 out of 80, that means approximately C, or high high C. So that's good. That's good. Our target to get A or A star. So هيك احنا بنكون تقريبا خلصنا ايش؟ امتحانين مختلفين. اوكي، حلينا 4 وشوي من each question من each of these exams, 4 questions and شوي لحد ما احنا صرنا موصلين C. يعني احنا ما خلصنا المادة، احنا صرنا موصلين تقريبا C or high C. اوكي out of 80. تمام. الله يعطيكم العافية. الله يعطيكم العافية. أنا هيك بكفينا. أوكي، خليني أوقف التسجيل شوي.